Can I take it home?
Yeah, we'll pack it up for you.
It's really lovely.
Come on,
That's not
darling.
off the floor.
Come on, Rob.
We'll go to the sofa now to talk about your new...
You've done, so, Rob, you've done such a great job.
Can you pack
I
me
feel
one
terrible
up?
that Rob's been here. He's done all this for us, and now we need to just cram
I
your
love being
interview
here.
in. So Rob's hoping his second murder mystery is successful as the first, which was incredible. Saw his qualified barrister and broadcaster become a best-selling author and cemented his love of art, music, and travel as a modern Renaissance man.
It's lovely to have you back, Rob.
Yeah.
This is the book. This is The Suspect. The first book was called The Trial. I mean, how excited is it to actually get that book in your hand?
It is really joyful. There's nothing quite like it, you know, when it comes in a big box and it's you. And I'm especially pleased that so many people read The Trial. And it's nice to get people reading. It's nice to get people invested in this character that I really love. You know,
Adam Green.
Adam Green, exactly. Sort of
Tell us about
loosely,
Adam.
a little bit based on me, but not entirely. It's, you know, a working-class lad who has done well, went to a posh university, ended up in the kind of velvet drain pipe, the rarefied world of the bar, and always feels, like many people, most of us do, either very lucky, a fish out of water, but has a lot of imposter syndrome. His mum's phoning him every 5 minutes to fill up the fridge and wondering when he's getting married. And ultimately, at the core of what he does...
Does your mum do that?
Sometimes when she wants to, hi, Mum, I'm eating and I'm fine. I promise. There's nothing quite like it. It's not how amazing your mum is, and mine certainly is. When your mum phones you, however brilliant they are, and they go, how are you?
Oh,
it's like a punch to the solar plexus, isn't it? I'm fine! You know, anyway, yeah, it's about that and a whodunit, which people are really interested in, of course. But most of all, it tries to sort of unpick the world of justice. And Adam is really motivated to do that, as lots of young barristers are, and lawyers who get up every day to do that, along with a complex buffet of characters who are in chambers, many of whom are loosely based on people that I actually knew. But it all starts in a TV studio on daytime television, where a very famous TV star is murdered, seemingly by the chef...
Miso salmon.
...who made miso... Well, there was miso paste in the wild boar ragu. And I have to say...
No, he's left. He's left.
He's left.
Phil's
He's
left.
gone. Hang on a second, what's going on? I'm not... oh, thank goodness you're back. Otherwise, you never would have got back.
Yeah.
There he is. Well, they're a ropey lot.
So this must be all too familiar, being in a daytime TV show. I mean, was it modelled on us, or was it GMB? Who was it modelled on?
It's modelled a little bit on writing the things that you know, and I obviously know a lot about the world of the bar and the world of trials. And I wanted people to sort of understand that, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think people are fascinated by law and how it works, and the procedure and the drama of court, what happens when you actually go and see a defendant, often who's facing life in prison in difficult circumstances. But at the same time, I don't think they get a sense of just how fascinating and rarefied your job is as well. These, they call them sort of, well, changes of subject or pivots. So 1 minute, the two of you could be interviewing the Prime Minister, and the next minute...
So true.
Right, you're doing, you know, panties and...
Oh, yeah.
pyjamas. Yeah, exactly.
Rob, did you have this idea when you first started out with this character? Like, you had the trial. Obviously, you know, you planned that out, and that was a huge hit. I mean, congratulations,
Thank you, love.
over 200,000 copies. You must have been thrilled.
Delighted.
With that. Did you have this idea? Like, did you sit down then and go, OK, I want to explore this more, or did you always have a few ideas kind of mapped out?
I wanted Adam Green to continue on. And, you know, I mean, look, the truth is they don't let you write a second one unless the first one's gone rather well. So regardless whether I was delighted and enthusiastic for people to follow Adam Green's story, what matters is that people really responded to him. And I think that's the thing. You can have a really good sort of whodunit, but if at the end it's a bit whack-wah, if you're not invested in the characters... Yeah,
you've got to be invested in the character.
You've got to love them, right? And I think people really do. And all of the characters around him, from his rather problematic pupa master to the potential love interest, it has all of that as well. But I was really anxious that people should get a sense of what really goes on in the courtroom and, you know, the unglamorous life of what takes place, you know, when you're a young barrister. It's not all wigs and glamour. And there's a subplot in here, just as there was in the trial, which is rather similar to cases that I actually did, where at the heart of it was some really challenging and complex issues. You know, do you advise someone to give evidence when possibly that will risk their life? What happens in those circumstances? And I was, you know, often in situations, you know, like that, working in London and also in various parts of the North, and especially in Birmingham, actually.
Do you enjoy being a writer now?
A little bit. I prefer writing sort of legal things. I find that a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know, one of the challenges of writing a book like this is I tend to sort of overwrite legal procedures.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, because I think things are very important. I want everybody to understand.
Bit dry.
To say that... Yeah. Why? I'm going to say dry. Is it making me laugh? There's something about that just...
It makes me laugh.
funny,
as well.
It's just a funny word. It's just naughty. But there is that worry. And, you know, often, you know, I would... you know, want to craft pages and pages of legal procedure. You know,
Your
when
poor
you're
editor just must...
Right, exactly. You can't just have... when you're cross-examining somebody, you can't just say, now, I put it to you that 3 years ago you committed a criminal offence. You have to make an application before a judge. So that I would absolutely insist on. And as you can imagine, the editor said, well, just no. So at the front of this book, what I've actually done is written... a disclaimer. So, look, I've tried, insofar as possible, to keep it as real to the law. But, you know, even in Rumpole, This Life, and a drama that tries to keep us close to what actually happens in the real world, there's always sort of room for artistic license.
What's your favourite crime drama? Do you read a lot of crime drama? Because I love it.
Look, crime drama, not so much, because it used to feel like being at work. And I used to find that sort of quite frustrating.
Yeah.
Back in the day, This Life, if you remember that.
Oh, I loved This Life.
Right, so this is what...
I was about to ask you about that, because that was the first show that kind of showed, like, junior lawyers, barristers, whatever, just actually... you know, on the coalface and working hard and, like, not really
So
having,
good.
like,
And
you know,
never
much
saw
of
them
a
in the
life.
courtroom. Yeah, Miles Davenport,
Yeah.
Daniela Nardini. Oh, she was so beautiful. I think she made me straight for a few minutes or so. Daniela, wherever
Just a
you
few
are.
minutes.
Andrew Lincoln.
A minute or so.
It was a great
Andrew Lincoln,
cast,
yeah,
wasn't it?
went on. Yeah, he went.
Was
on
that
to-
accurate? Was it?
Yeah, it really was. And I think a lot of barristers of my generation actually went to the bar because of that programme. And, you know, John Mortimer's Rumpole series, which is still pretty accurate, especially that internal dialogue when you're in front of some, you know, duffer judge, what's actually going on in your head. He writes so beautifully.
Well, I can't believe we've run out of time already.
Oh, by The Suspect.
The Suspect is
You don't need
out.
to have read the trial
This
as
is
well.
it. Really, you don't have to.
Yeah.
So it stands alone.
Yeah.
Get them
Amazing.
both.
Rob, it's so lovely to see you.
Thanks, Rob.
Do you know you're really lovely? I just want to say, she's really lovely, and he's like in real life. You
Don't
really
believe
are.
a word of it.
It's absolutely.
Loose from the next on ITV. Kay, what do you got for us?
Thanks.
Bye.